I just wanted to make some people aware of, where we are with Catholic education in Ireland, and I'm going to show you a book here. This is a book that's used in a Catholic school in Ireland, teaching Catholic children. A school under the patronage of the Catholic Church, and this is what we are teaching our children as regards the faith. If you look at the table of contents, not once is the word Catholic mentioned in this book. Actually, if we start to go through this whole book, really, it's more of a hodgepodge of stuff. We're not even talking here about Catholic, the five major world religions, Buddhism, Hinduism, and here we have a little thing on baptism, the Beatitudes. It's all mixed up together. Hinduism again, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, Muslims, and so forth. Judaism. Chapter 2, communities of faith, and so forth. It's a very mixed bag of stuff in here. There's no real sense that you're learning the Catholic faith by sitting in class with this book. This is more like a religious philosophy thing, more than anything else. It's not really teaching our kids what the Catholic faith actually is. If the class was world religions, that's fine, but this is very whitewashed view of the Catholic faith. Chapter 4, religious themes in music. What do we find here? Oh, here we have the Beatles. We have the Beatles, and we have Justin Bieber. Oh, very interesting. Who do we have here? Father Ray Daly is an Irish Catholic priest. Oh, okay. Ed Sheeran. Religious rituals. Pilgrimages. And what's that pilgrimage to? Some Buddha in Tibet. So Buddha in Tibet and Kirkpatrick. What do we have here? Significant buildings. Oh my gosh, this is really what we're teaching our kids in school. This is what we've done to the Catholic faith. We've put it in a book alongside all other faiths, and then we're wondering why kids don't believe. This is what's happened in Ireland. This is what is said in mass in Catholic schools. The Eucharist, celebrating the Eucharist, is one of the most important rituals for Catholics. The order of the Mass, the introduction. You ever notice in here the picture that they have here of the Mass? Down here, you can see it here. The picture. Where are the young people? Where are the kids? We're teaching teenagers, and we're showing them a picture of a Mass with no young people in it. No teenagers. Where are their peers? Dear. Liturgy of the Eucharist, offertory. So we've shoved the Eucharist there along with all the other religions. Here we're talking about the Church of Ireland, the leadership, and non-religious rituals. We've put the Mass now in the next chapter as non-religious rituals, etc. Prayer, and down here we have all different types of prayer. Hinduism, it's all the same. Doesn't really matter. We're all the same at the end of the day. There's no Catholic religion has no real difference to anything else. If you want to be any of these, then sure, off you go and you can be part of them. That's really what we're saying here. And interfaith dialogue, and Judaism, I mean, to be clear, I've nothing against all other religions, but we should teach our children the Catholic faith first, and not, just this hodgepodge of world religions. That can be something else that you might want to deal with in a second class or something like that. Expressing beliefs, it's really crazy what we've put together. Understandings of God, it's does anyone really think we're going to engage our kids by giving them a class like this, that where they'll have to understand, they probably know more about Vishnu than St. John the Baptist, really. And this is the book that's used for 3 years of Catholic education, religious education. This is what we're doing in Ireland. Is there any wonder why our kids don't believe, if this is what we're showing them? Do we engage them? Do we show them who Christ is? The value of the Eucharist, the value of the Rosary. I mean, the Rosary isn't even mentioned here as far as I can see. September the 11th. Recycling. Do we need more recycling? Do we need more of all of this in the books? Euthanasia, the debate, Feed the World, back in 1982. This is the imagery. This is what we're teaching our kids. It's all the same. It doesn't really matter the Hajj. We're teaching our kids the Hajj over the Rosary, and really this is it. Caring for the world, and so on and so forth. Yada 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 yada. So that's the overview of this book. As I said, it's a very hodgepodge of different stuff in it. I mean, caring for our common planet, caring for the earth, save the earth, and so on and so forth. Is this the best we can do as Catholics in Ireland for our kids, so-called Catholic schools? Is there anything else we can do? Are bishops and priests wondering why the kids don't understand the faith, don't know how to pray, are not encountering Christ in our Catholic schools, if this is what we've done? I really think it's time a rethink has to be done. If we don't teach the Catholic faith correctly, how can we move forward as Catholics in Ireland? If we've placed Catholicism along all of the other religions, it's no different. That's what we've in effect taught in Catholic schools. The Catholic faith is no different than Islam or Judaism or any of the others. So where are we going with this? What are we doing? How could we renew the faith in Ireland? Just my thoughts. Let me know in the comments what you think.